Well, I've been working as an artist for about 45 years. Part of what I do with my art is making people feel and think creatively. I'm having this exhibition because the company that owns this building, it's called Hong Kong Land. They asked me to do a show and with a theme about monkeys. This is the year of the monkey.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard X Zawitz.
Hello everybody. The Rotunda is a dream come true. I remember when the building was being built, I used to come by and visit it and remark at what an extraordinary art space it is. So I'm deeply grateful to Hong Kong Land. I'm deeply grateful to the art committee and to the persons on it, and to Hong Kong for supporting the arts. Hong Kong Land is certainly to be commended. They're a property company that really cares about art, and they care about the propagation to the community. And this is an important thing because the more creativity, the better. We need that here.
Inspired by the Chinese Year of the Red Monkey, the exhibition explores human civilization and evolution through a series of 19 archetypal sculptures. From the naked ape to Homo sapiens, he leads us through the cognitive, agricultural, scientific and industrial revolutions, and finally to the intelligent design revolution of bionics and cyborg engineering. Now, Zawitz has always tried to break the rules and dreamt on a grand scale. His curving infinity forms and monumental infinity art with empty cores cry out for humans to harness their creative power and turn the current negative energy and destructiveness that pervade our world into positive energy that will enhance humankind's future evolution.
I do have a fondness for civilization, so I started the ideation process of how I can incorporate thematically something to do with the monkey, something to do with the rotunda, and make it a compelling exhibition and installation. And one by one it started to come to me. Look at these trees, maybe it has something to do with the monkey arriving here. Wow, people walking around, this is kind of like a microcosm of civilization. So as I started to meditate, it came to me why we are here. We're here because of the various, what I call archetypes, which are the reasons for being, and this is what you got. So welcome to this exhibition, and thank you all very much. I'm deeply grateful to everyone for being here. Welcome, enjoy.
Oh, you can do fashion with it. I can make one to go around your neck.
The original monkey who came out of the tree of life and came down from the tree to begin life on this planet called Earth. And there's the daddy monkey. The monkeys came out of the tree and the daddy's looking at it. From there, civilization began. The
the most important thing that separated us from our monkey ancestors is something called imagination. The next evolution was kings taking over and building territories. So this king is Sun Wukong. This revolution is about fire. Fire comes from the sun. That's how fire came to this planet, from heat. Humans learned to regenerate it. Fire helped change the world. So this is one of my important symbols of why we are here. This monkey represents creativity. So creativity is just using your brain to think in different ways. Instead of following a straight path, creativity teaches you to think differently. So what separated us from our original monkeys is something called creativity. I'm using a hammer and a chisel to represent creativity because the first creativity of man was carving stones. Civilization has depended on God to believe in, so I chose Zeus, and in my opinion, God represents energy. So the lightning bolt coming out of his hand represents energy. But civilization has believed in God since the very beginning, some form of God. Energy came from the sky. The ancient people looked at it and they said, that's God. This represents music, a drummer. So in my opinion, society would not exist without sound. Sound and music is like a form of language. It's a communication. Every culture in the world has some form of music. Music is also a very creative way to have a performance and a creative way to project energy. Originally, the name Buddha is translated as enlightenment. The original Buddha's idea was to leave time and space by meditation. So I chose the Buddha as one of the important parts of civilization, the human being's power in the brain to transcend time and space. This monkey represents something called invention. Where would civilization be without ideas? Invention is all about ideas. To me, the very first and best idea is the wheel. Creativity in combination with engineering equals invention. So it's important for students like you to think about invention and what you could do to help create better things for a better society. In all of history, humans have been attracted to female beauty, so this is what I consider an important part of civilization, and this is an important archetype to me of why we are here. There was a man who knew feng shui in the ancient history. He was considered the magic man, so he could tell you where to go, where to put your house, what to eat, what colors were good, what would make you lucky. So in the history of the human, there have always been magicians, a man or a woman who could help you and have a brain that could reach mysterious ideas and places. So in the world today, there's bad people and there's good people. This one has a weapon of mass destruction, and this monkey wants to kill. But this monkey represents what's in the world today called evil. We can't change that, but we can make it better. And we can have less and less and less if all of us think more creatively. This monkey represents something very important. Happiness. Happiness is not something you can have all the time. You can't be happy every time you wake up, every time you go to bed. but happiness is part of the human condition. So you can let it out when you want to. It's okay to be happy. It's nice to be happy and to show it, understanding you can't do it all the time, but it doesn't hurt to smile. I created this last monkey who is us humans for everybody to think about. Do you want to be texting all day? Or do you want to be free? Do you want to play ball? Do you want to go out and think? Do you want to use your hands? These are very important parts of the human. Our hands and our brains are so important. So it's important that we don't lose the ability to think and write on our own without a machine. So that's why I created this monkey, to give that demonstration of what we look like all the time with this phone in our hands. So that, everybody, is civilization.